You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible in Annapolis, Maryland, at the state capitol in Maryland. It's going to be a rally at 1 p.m. in support of Maryland's 4 HBCUs. Faculty representatives from the 4 Maryland HBCUs, Morgan State University, Coppin State University, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and Bowie State are going to be involved in this rally is to draw attention to the ongoing lawsuit against inequality at HBCUs. Now, here's the deal. The state was sued based upon duplication of programs. What happened was in the 70s, the HBCUs came up with creative majors that were attracting white students and non-black students. And so their numbers began to increase. Well, the predominantly white institutions in Maryland saw that, duplicated those programs, and what happened? Those students left the HBCUs, went to the predominantly white institutions. They sued. A federal judge ruled that was indeed happening, called it de jure segregation, and called for the sides to mediate. They've been trying to mediate for almost 5 or 6 years. And so the state initially tried to offer $100 million under a Democratic governor. Now you have Larry Hogan, Republican, trying to say, look, his final line in the sand, red line, is $200 million. In the testimony during the trial said the HBCU should be given about $1 billion. The large for the 4 universities said, you know what? We'll settle for $577 million. Hogan only wants to offer $200 million. I was one of the folks who actually was calling for this rally. It made no sense to me, Jason, that in 13 years there was not a rally whatsoever. I put in calls to the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities, talked to the head of the Maryland Black Caucus, and then they said, hey, we agree. And so they're putting this together. Also, NAACP, Urban League, Reverend Sharpness Groups, and others also said they would be involved. Bottom line is, you need external pressure to put pressure on the inside. And the reality is, if Hogan doesn't agree to these terms, I think the Maryland legislature, when they meet in January, a bill is already ready to to award those schools $577 million. The money should come out of the budget. Maryland must stand up. And this is where black folks in Maryland need to be challenging the Democratic Party in Maryland, and also challenging to that governor who a lot of black folks in Maryland voted for, to say, you need to be paying up these damn HBCUs, as well as that damn black lieutenant governor in Maryland, okay, who had the audacity to tell me when I was at an event at National Harbor, I didn't know the facts of the case. No, I know the damn facts. And by the way, you still have refused to come on this show, Rutherford. But it's real interesting because he wants to run for governor. A Howard University graduate not standing up for those HBCUs.
Right. You know, I think that the only way these things happen is grassroots pressure. Politicians speak in a couple languages, but the main thing is votes and bad press. And I think if some of these people in the Democratic Party don't step up, we need to really, really put some pressure, say what they're not doing, and have people ready to go in and primary them next time around. And I think that they will acquiesce to what they need to be doing for black education in the state.
Rob, the federal judge found de jure segregation, and made it clear now on the part about, she did say that the HBCUs were being properly funded in Maryland. Now, Maryland's tried to hang their hat on that, as opposed to ignoring the other half of the ruling. Right. But the other half of the ruling says duplication of programs hurt HBCUs.
Yep. Well, there are 3 ways to pressure politicians. Jason mentioned 2: bad press. The other one is just pure pressure and votes. But the other way is also high pressure. Look, there's a lot of money and contributions that are given through black folks too. And so I like to say, as a community, we're not poor. Sometimes we're poorly organized. And so it comes to doing this, do it from the grassroots level, but do it in actually contributions too, because I am sure if you look back on the contributions of a lot of these Democratic legislators, that they've gotten a lot of money from really high prominent African Americans here. So they need to put pressure in every single way, and with votes, because this is what matters. Like, we expect, without black people, there is no Democratic Party. Seriously, if our numbers went down by like 30%, Democrats would lose almost every national election.
30? No, you can go down by 10%.
Yeah.
Kelly, go ahead, Kelly.
No, I'm saying if 60%, 30% went for Republicans, they'd be over.
No. No. 10%.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It'd be over.
Yeah.
Kelly.
No, your point about there not being rallies, were you saying no rallies being backed or no rallies at all?
No. There's been not a single mass protest
There's been I attended
in Maryland.
rallies.
I'm talking about at the state capitol,
Yes,
the legislature.
I was there.
I talked to, in talking to the Maryland Black Caucus and talking to those HBCUs, what they have been saying, we have been begging people to mobilize, to put pressure on this governor to do this. And what they've said is it's not happening. Now, the Black Caucus has been doing some things in the past, but
like as of this year, I can't tell you if there's been rallies. I'm saying in years past, I have attended those
regarding
rallies.
this lawsuit.
Yes, regarding this lawsuit.
Right. Well, according to the Black Caucus and folks with those universities, they were like, we've been begging people, and I've been saying...
It may not have been official, but I was there as a Bowie State grad. I was a Bowie State student at the time, and we had mobilized within the students to go to Annapolis.
Yeah,
so we were there. Whether it was backed or not, that's the other question.
And the thing is, what I keep saying is too many black people in Maryland.
Oh, absolutely.
And when I say the Divine Nine, like tomorrow, I better be seeing colors from every fraternity and sorority out there, and it doesn't matter if you went to an HBCU.
No, it doesn't.
The fact of the matter is, they proved their case. The Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under law, their lawyers are leading this legal team. They proved this case. And Maryland has been, basically for 3 years, Maryland didn't do jack.
Nothing.
In mediation.
Nothing.
The judge even slammed them for saying your refusal to even cooperate has been a waste of time. And so so now another federal court could still rule because Maryland appealed the decision. The judge said go to mediation. And so this is the case here. Bottom line is this here. If Hogan doesn't move and these judges rule properly, the pressure should be, the Maryland legislature meets for 90 days every year, beginning in January.
Yes, until April.
This should be the #1 priority of anybody black in Maryland, and say, shut it down until the bill gets passed.
No, absolutely. And I was at some of the testimony hearings when it was in federal court in Baltimore, and the judge, you could see on her face, like, she was fed up. Everybody there was fed up because even during those hearings, the case was clear. Even from Maryland's side, like, even their experts were like, we got nothing. Like you right. So what's the issue here? So for Maryland to be this hard pressed to not do the right thing, it's insulting, and it doesn't do anybody any good to have 4 of your institutions in one state not doing nearly as well as your other institutions. Because it's not like everybody can go to University of Maryland. It's not like every single person could go to Towson. Bowie State is the oldest HBCU in the state, and it's one of the best schools in the state, in the country. It's listed.
But everybody don't need to go. That is the point of having creative programs to attract folks to the schools, and these HBCUs got creative, and the predominantly white schools saw it, said, we're going to have the exact same major.
They got salty.
And what happened? Resources came with it. All those things came with it, Melik.
Yeah, I think that, and I first heard about the case. First time I heard about it, literally, was probably the early part of the year. I literally didn't know anything about the case, and I'm all
you should have been watching TV One. Have you watched my show on TV One, you would know about it 4 years ago.
Well, that's
actually
true.
You would have known about it 6 years ago.
Well, I didn't, but here we are.
So the lesson there is
everybody watch Roland.
Black news.
Yeah, watch Roland.
No.
Not necessarily black news.
But there's no other black news. This is it. So when you say watch Roland, that means watch black news.
Watch Roland. Then.
There's nothing else.
But I'm all for HBCUs getting. Oh, Roland, we're not arguing about that.
No. I'm saying it's facts are facts.
But yes, everyone, please watch Roland. And he's the black news.
You're watching Roland right now.
Well, yes, and continue to watch and support Roland. But
stay black, Melik. Stay black.
Stay black. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
But I think that HBCUs should be able to get all of the funding that it needs. The fact that this has been circulating in the courts for as long as it has, 13 years, is very unfortunate. I agree with the rest of you on what needs to happen as far as a pressure campaign. It is, to me, and I kind of felt this way, when we were talking about the Kwesi Mfume and how much support he got within the state from black people. So this is another example of that. They like to talk about, Prince George's County being the the largest, wealthiest county for blacks in the nation, will put some of that money into action.
Well, first of all, that's
I mean, I know, but
that's even a BS statement. They simply base it upon home prices.
Roland, let them be great.
No,
Let them be great in
hell
Prince
no.
George's
Because
County. But it's a fair
I understand.
point.
Because what happened was when the home foreclosure crisis hit,
Yes.
a bunch of them damn houses got foreclosed on, which meant your ass wasn't wealthy, which meant your ass had a bunch of big ass houses that you couldn't actually afford.
Well, that's what they
that's
like
all
to
I'm
say
saying. But
about
that's
Prince George's County.
and
So that's
subprime
true.
loans and
no,
there's a lot to it.
but I understand that. But my whole point is,
But it's a lot of
my
wealth in
whole
that
point
county,
is
no.
when you lose a whole bunch of them damn homes, your ass was never wealthy.
No, I agree.
But it's a lot of wealth in Prince George's County, black wealth in Prince George's County.
It's more
In
than
Maryland,
around the
actually.
country.
Right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all
I'm just
relative.
saying. It's just
not even
it's
in the
some
top
phrases
5
I don't
places.
use, but that's fine. All right, folks. Back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Hey, folks. As the momentum around marijuana grows around the country, the folks at marijuanastock.org have already reached more than half of their funding goal for their hemp CBD investment. That's right. If you want to take advantage of this great opportunity, you need to do it now because it won't last much longer. If you don't know, I'm talking about the hemp plant, the good cousin to marijuana, with a much higher concentration of CBD. That means hemp gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Also, if you don't know, hemp farming is now legal in the United States, creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. Folks, it's an incredible investment opportunity, and that's where the folks at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action. Of course, as hemp continues to change the economic landscape, 420 Real Estate is allowing you to chase the American dream. The best part is right now you can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200. That's right, $200 up to $10,000. Do it now before the fund is closed. To invest, go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game and get in the game now. Back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.